this, go back and get my swatches. I'm going to try, you know, for me, I love gradients, so don't feel like you have to use them as much as I do, but I think that one of these earth tones might work really nicely on this sweater. Ooh, that's kind of nice. All right. So let's see how it's coming together. All right, not too bad. Now I'm going to drag everything off. The nose, in most cases, is best left minimal. All right, so I'm just going to try and draw the outline down here around my nostrils and then around there. And I'm going to have to work on that, but on this case, I'm just going to pick a swatch library. Oh, and I have to, okay, see how it wants to close its path? It won't quit. You have to just either click the pen and then you're good to go. And you know what I could do? I could just take this part. Okay, I used my white arrow and I deleted a bunch of it, and then I could try and move this one over, this point, and then I could fix this a little bit. I'm just going to take this point out of there because I'm having trouble dealing with it, and I'm just going to, I can reconnect to my pen tool by clicking on it, and then I'm just going to go halfway here. And then I'm going to click the pen tool to break the link. And I'm going to try reflecting this nose line. And I want to make a copy. Looks a little big, but it's not too bad. And what I might do is group those together, or I could join them actually too. I can show you how to join. So I have 2 points here that are exactly in the same spot. And I'm going to just try and select those 2. I'm just going to move everything out of the way again, except that one eyeball. And here's how you join. There's 2 points that are right here, right on top of each other. I'm just going to go Command J, and it's under the Object menu, Path, Join. That's where else you could do that. Command 0, bring everything back and put it in place, and it should be okay. Except for that crazy eyeball. I can fix that. And my nose looks a little bit crazy, but I'm gonna, once I get it in the right place, it's gonna look better. I think that's kind of big, so I'm gonna actually make it a little bit smaller. You know, when you're drawing your own portrait, you can make yourself look however you want to look. Create your world. All right, some of the last things. Let's get the mouth in there. I go a little bit beyond where the lips end and actually put in that whole line of the mouth. And for myself, I'm going to make it kind of a pink. I'm going to double click to break my pen line. And my swatches. Maybe I'll just try the flat skin tones. So we were in the gradient skin tones before. These are more like the flat skin tones. Okay, so I'm going to try and pick this one and see what that looks like. And this is a good chance to use your stroke menu, your stroke. And here I'm going to make this 1.25, and then I can put a rounded cap on it, and I can, up here in the options, I could put arrowheads on my mouth if I wanted to, but sometimes these lines, kind of uneven lines, are kind of cool. So it might work, it might not. Not too bad. A little bit kind of, oh, those eyes are too dark. I have to change that. Eyeliner, that needs to be a lighter color. I don't have dark eyeliner. So I'm holding on my shift key and I'm just going to pick a lighter brown. I think that'll make a big difference. There we go. That's the one I wanted to get at. And on the stroke, I'm doing this color. All right. Object show all. That'll show everything that I hid. Okay. Now I think I should put my glasses on. So if I can do this right, I might be able to get it in one shot with the pen tool. So I'm going to start at the edge here, and I'm going to hide my smart guides. Those things drive me crazy, but if you like them, some people love them, some people hate them. I hate them. So I'm just going to draw my glasses. I'm going to take the fill off while I can so I can see what I'm drawing. Option click, pull down to change my, ooh. Sometimes if you just put your pen a little bit further away, that curve just comes together for you. If you get into kind of a mind meld with the pen tool, it's kind of a cool deal. Okay, now I got to go over that. You need to have a closed path in order to fill it. So what I want to do is fix this a little bit where it needs to be fixed right here. All right. And then I'm going to try and fix that really quick, if I can. All right, so there's a couple ways we could go with this. We could go with a nice thick rule. Let's try that. That would be the easiest. I'm gonna go, ooh, that's kind of cool. And the cool thing is you can fill, oops, you can stroke with a gradient. That would be one way. Now, before I go any further, I might want to just fix this. Okay, now, I don't like this side, but this side's not too bad. So I'm going to get my white arrow, and I'm going to get rid of about half of that. And then I'm going to see if I can flip it over. I'm going to fix this little point right here. Try and get a nice looking pair of glasses. Whether they look like my actual glasses isn't as important as that they come off reading like a pair of glasses. Okay. This one's kind of pointy. Oh, that's not too bad. Okay, so let's see if I can just flip that over with my reflect tool. Option click, copy. Not too bad. And then all I have to do is I could join these two and join these two. If I really want that to be a shape, and because we're learning Illustrator, I could just leave it like this. It's fine. But if I wanted to fill it with a pattern or something, here's what I can do. I can go to Object, Path, Outline Stroke, and that now is a shape that I can fill with anything that I want to. So I'm going to put everything together and see what I've got. Well, it doesn't look like me, but it looks like a person. Oh, I forgot to do the rest of my mouth. Okay, so I need to fix the bridge of the glasses. Those could even use a rectangle in the middle. Let's see what happens. That's not too bad. Okay, remember the trick I showed you before about the, let's see, the shape builder tool? So if I can get this rectangle pretty close, and I can select both of these, then I can get my shape builder tool and I can just make it all one shape. All right, let's see. Okay, so I'm going to just try and do the lips in one shape. Usually I do them separately, but for some reason I'm thinking I could do them with one shape and then just put that line on top. That might work, it might not work, but when you're working in Illustrator, you try a bunch of things and that's how it goes. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Okay, so for me, my bottom lip comes up farther than my top lip. Kind of bigger. Flip my fill and stroke so I can see what I'm doing here. And I'm just going to fill that with a I don't know if I want to, I think I want to fill that with a gradient. I think it'll come off looking more, and I go back to skin tone on this one. Lip tone is kind of like a skin tone, just a little darker. Maybe that. Maybe this one. All right, so this line looks like it's filled and not stroked, and no, it isn't. Okay. All right, so I'm going to make that a little bit thicker in the stroke panel. All right, I'm going to go to 2 point. And, oh, I have a different profile. I'm just going to stick with the uniform profile. Oh, that's too thick. Maybe I'll go 1.5. And then it might be too long as well. It might not even be needed. I could try making it a little darker though and see how that works. And I need to bring it to the front. And then maybe it just goes, ugh. You know, I'm just gonna get rid of it. I don't mind that really. That'd be something I could tweak if I wanted to. Okay, so I have to fix, I can still see through between my cheek and my hair here. Okay, did you see that the whole thing's selected when I didn't really want it to? I just want this point to put behind the hair. It doesn't matter how far it goes, just as long as you can't see it. Okay, that looks pretty good. Last thing is the brush, which is in with the pencil. And there is a brush window. And there are brush libraries. And I love this part. The artistic ones. I'm going to try chalk charcoal pencil. Whatever you do with this paintbrush, that's going to be the whole stroke. What it looks like, no matter how long you make it, it's going to draw that exact stroke. So on this, in this case, I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it on my hair here. Oops. Get the brush tool. All right, so let's see what I could do with what color. Has to be the stroke. Oh, it's not selected. All right. I could try like a blonde highlight, or like that's something you can play with. And it also might work for an eyebrow. So I'm gonna pick a nice gradient that maybe matches my hair a little bit. And I'm gonna go in there with a paintbrush, and actually I'm gonna get everything out of the way so I can get this eyebrow in the right place. Go in with my paintbrush and give it a go on the eyebrow. Oops. Okay, that's not too bad. And you can probably guess, what am I going to do? Get my reflect tool and reflect that and copy. Put everything together. And not too bad. Now, to get rid of that background, I don't want everybody to see all my junk in my office. I'm going to do a square. And I'll fill it with a nice color like sky blue. Object arrange, send to back. And then in my layers, I can either turn off the eyeball or I can delete that layer. I can drag it to the trash. Oops, not the drawing. Undo, Command Z. Okay, I can drag that photo to the trash. And there's my avatar. Save. And feel free to take your time and tweak it a little bit. There's always tweaking that you can do. But the main point of this exercise was to learn a lot about Illustrator, and you learned how to do strokes, fills, brushes, gradients, pen tool. You learned a lot about Illustrator in this one drawing. Thank you.